Today we have arguably one of Bob Dylan's most recognized songs. This and Like a Rolling Stone are probably, I would say, debatably his two most recognized songs. Like maybe, or his two most notarized songs, where like people like consider these the classics. I guess you could say. But there's so many others. There's the times they are changing. There's like Subterranean Homesick Blues. There's like the Maggie's Farm, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Like how do you define that? But like if I guess I could define it as the fact that like this song, "Blowin' in the Wind," and Like a Rolling Stone were the two that I had distinctly first heard before I kind of went on my whole Bob Dylan kick, where I was distinctly listening through his albums, not just cherry picking songs. But when I was actually going and listening through like the albums, it's different compared to like 10 years ago, and I was like, everybody said Bob Dylan's an iconic songwriter. Let me go and listen to his songs, and I would listen to like two or three, and kind of like cherry pick them, and these would be like the twos that I would like listen to or try to understand. And so this is like, I guess you could say an iconic. I guess you could say. What are we talking about? This is definitely an iconic song, and we're gonna be breaking it down today. If you're new here, my name is Jacob Restituto. Welcome. I appreciate you checking out this video. I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and let's get right into this song.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man?
Hold on a sec. I think that this is too good of a version. This was like the revised version. When I was looking through the albums and I typed in the song on Apple Music, and there was like a revised version that came out, I think, in 2000. And I think we got to go back to the original version of this because I think it sounds too good, and I want to hear the authenticity of it. So what year would that have been? Which album was this on? It was on... There's so many albums, it's crazy. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Let's start this over with this version. Okay, it's still the same thing. Why is there... I'm surprised there's panning, and like it just seems too cleanly recorded. I assume that they redid it in the newer version, but I'm impressed with the quality. Then I guess I haven't heard this song in a couple of months. Was the last time I heard it? But I'm just comparing this to like Subterranean Homesick Blues. Like this is significantly cleaner of a sound. But alas,
how many roads must a man
walk
down?
I don't know.
Before
His voice sounds a little more authentic to the '60s in this version. But well, okay, let's move on. Let's go.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned?
Little lyric.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
So what?
Yes, and how many...
You know what I actually... So a lot of these songs I would listen to when I was listening in my Bob Dylan era. I would be on runs, and I would go for a run. And the distance of the run was typically about the length of an album. And so I listened to the album while I was running. But, there are cars driving by. I had my Apple AirPods on, so like good quality, but they're not like studio headphones, it's cool to kind of go and listen to this as... intentionally listen to the musicality of it, which you can hear right here actually is the panning change. So when he's singing, we only have an acoustic guitar, which isn't one thing that I just want to comment on is incredibly impressive. That so many of his original hits were just him and acoustic, and it's like, man, how cool is that? Like just vocals and acoustic guitar. Like there's no thinking of production or instrumentation. It's just him and the guitar, and like. I say all the time, everybody says in the music industry actually all the time, that the way you can tell the determining factor of a good song is if it can be played on any sort of instrumentation, regardless of production, meaning whether it's acoustic guitar, piano, crazy electric guitars and drums, or like however the production is, it should be unrelated to the production. If it's a good song, it translates anywhere. But that being said, you can hear that the acoustic guitar when he's singing be far right. And then when the instrumental comes in with the harmonica, you can actually see it kind of start to pan slightly to the left, the center, and it's a little more full and present in the center. Then when he starts singing, it goes back to the right.
Years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea?
I'm impressed with the quality of the acoustic, though. It's so
Yes,
clean.
and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free?
Powerful lyric, man. Powerful.
Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see?
What I appreciate about him in these lyrics, and especially in this protest time, because there was a time like where he was a protest musician, and then he kind of stepped away from it. He's like, I don't want this to be a pro. I don't want to pigeonhole myself into the. Not that this is wrong to make these protest songs, but he wanted to write about more than just that. But it takes some serious guts, man, to talk about what you see in this world and what you disagree with, and then put it out there in music, because it's polarizing. And if people disagree with you, then they're not going to listen to your music. And as a musician, most musicians want people to listen to their music, so it's a scary feat to put yourself out there, and with the idea that some people, or if not most people, or whatever the case is, will not like what you're talking about. But to put yourself out there and be like, no, I don't care, I want to put out what I truly believe, is a powerful thing, and I think hard for most musicians to do.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Hear a pan at the center again a little more.
Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he
That was a
can
cool
see?
way. Like, obviously we've heard this how many times have we heard how many times? But that being said, like, it's cool that like right there he kind of like, how many times, he paused and kind of just broke up the rhythm of how he's been doing it the past couple times. So that was a cool little transition right there.
See the sky. Yes, and how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died?
Cool change up in this
The
syllables
answer,
there.
my friend, is
Not
blowing
syllables, but sorry,
in
the syllables. Syllabant? No, syllabants is, what is the definition of the syllable? I don't know, the syllables.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
What does that phrase mean, blowing in the wind? What's really cool about the protest aspect of this song is the fact that like he's calling things out, but is not distinctly like talking about super distinct topics. It's like conceptual topics. How many times must this happen? How many times must this happen? You can understand generally what he's referencing, but not. You could also interpret it into a lot of things, put it into a lot of different shoes, as opposed to just being, I see this and I see this and I see this, which is a cool way of doing, protesting something. It's not distinctly calling it out, but it's also enough to where you could be like, I see what he's talking about. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just my perspective. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you agree, disagree, or whatever the case may be, have a great rest of the day. God bless and peace out.